Hey guys, welcome back to Nina's Virtue. So, I just want to say we have made it. As we close out this year, I want you to recognize a powerful truth. You made it here with a light that refused to go out. This episode, we are championing ourselves and honoring that light, the light that carried you through pressure, transition, and becoming. How can we discuss the light without acknowledging how resilient we were in breaking free from the shadows? This year, you asked to release versions of yourself you believe were no longer serving you. This pushed you to walk away from comfort, familiarity, from identities that are no longer useful. Though transformation is costly, it offers you true liberation. The freedom you gained this year is evidence that God was forming you even when you felt stretched thin. Who are you now? Having moved through the uncertainty of your sense of self, identity is not a feeling, it's a foundation. This season, you learned how to return to your true self even when life tried to pull you out of alignment. Identity steadies you and offers you a sense of clarity that allows you to welcome obedience. This obedience is what opened the door for your creativity to flow from honesty, not a pressure to prove something. John 1:5 tells us, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Light mirrors resilience. This is the inner resource that persists despite external pressure. This is when you question why. Why do people seem to still feel a way about you, even though you're down, even though you don't have what they have? It's the part of you that keeps glowing even when life feels heavy. And sometimes people see your light and they're jealous of it. Unfortunately, it's the part of you that stands firm in who you are when everything feels overwhelming. Others don't have the capacity to do that when everything seems like it's crumbling over on them. This year, I hope you were able to see the strength in your light. I hope you were able to find comfort in the fact that though you don't understand why, how, or when it will be over, that you kept moving regardless of how weak you felt. This year wasn't built on grand gestures. It was formatted by small yeses, baby steps, with obedience in tow. Though fear may have popped in, there were these small moments where you chose purpose over pressure, movement over stagnancy. You dared to live out loud, and it paid off. Those moments built momentum. Most importantly, they built you. What happened here was intentional building. There is a blueprint that fits you with a rhythm that honors your capacity. You co-created with God this year to build a plan that aligns with your destiny. You being the architecture of your life with true intention is going to be the framework that carries you into the new year. Next year, let's emphasize exploration through new skills, new hobbies, new ways of appreciating and seeing yourself. Curiosity is a spiritual discipline, opening a new door where we see play as a form of healing. Exploration adds more avenues on the foundation of identity. As you discover yourself again, new experiences will shape a new lens, one that fuels purpose, inspires fresh ideas, and reshapes the way you think. Your creativity becomes more enthused because your experience becomes your expression. Please, I'm always asking that you guys be gentle with yourself. Take care of yourself this upcoming year. Before you rise, I want you to rest. You can build, but first breathe. Before you step into 2026, honor the version of you that carried yourself through 2025. And make sure, while honoring yourself, you give glory to God because He carried you. Rest without procrastination is true preparation. Rest is an effort of obedience. Be gentle with yourself. Don't deny yourself the time away from all the work to just be. Peace is free if you have the mind to embrace it. Virtuous gems. We're closing out the year reflecting on the seasons filled with virtue, setbacks, alignment, and ambition. We're highlighting the highs and making note of the lows that administered great growth to us on our journey. I am so very grateful that you decided to join me on each episode through the phase of trial and error that allowed me to shine my light through it all. Just like me, I want you to live life noting that your light cannot be overcome. Your light is formed, fortified, and backed by a God who cannot be defeated. We started this journey with affirming who we were, recognizing that the things we declare over ourselves is the truth we walk in. This eased us into a plan that developed our gift, creating from freedom, joy, and an everlasting eagerness to be anchored in your truth. The anchor emphasized your identity, which led you to the obedience of pursuing the vision that will change your life and encourage others through your story to be inspired and go for the gold. Affirming who I am built enough courage in me to leave my career, leave my hometown, and begin curating these episodes. In the beginning, I didn't know what I would be talking about. I didn't know who would be listening. And even now, I think this is going to be the 16th episode, and I still haven't necessarily received a comment on any of the episodes or feedback, but I do believe that in an effort to encourage other people, this has been an encouraging season for me to be able to hear the things that I haven't been willing to hear from others. Creating this platform taught me that leaving who I was making room for who I am, who I desire to be. It encouraged me to build a blueprint more suited to help me use strategy to become who I was destined to be. And now, as I dive deeper in this, I feel a vulnerability to share my story and give you guys an opportunity to see me pursue and do all the things that I thought would only ever be dreams. But sharing this platform and doing this podcast and talking about purpose has allowed me to see there are things that I thought were supposed to be laid to rest that are actually a part of my destiny, that are actually a part of the gifts that I'm meant to share with the world to lead with impact. 2026, we're putting our foot on the gas, no brakes. I was able this year to build a plan, to even curate a motto with clarity and a strong sense of self that encouraged me to do it no matter the weight of what I didn't understand, because I knew deep down that I had purpose. I knew deep down that I had a desire to be greater than the life I was performing in. I began this year as a K-5 art teacher. I absolutely loved it. I was living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, living paycheck to paycheck, and I was reading books and getting closer to God, and I was just like, something needs to shift in my life. In February of 2025, I was going through a really hard time. I couldn't manage my finances. I couldn't manage the way that I was living. And I was pleading with God, and I was just like, God, something has to change. And you have to tell me what my next move is. And whatever you say do, I'll do it. And instantly, God gave me a new city. In Him giving me a new city, He told me to start packing my bags and begin shedding some things so I could be ready for the way He was about to transform my life. And although I heard the place that he wanted me to go, I didn't want to believe that he wanted me to pack, so I didn't. And I put myself in a position to be uncomfortable and be forced to move because God saw I wasn't going to do it any other way. In that, I lost a lot. I dealt with a lot of emotions. And I was just really unclear of what I was doing and where I was headed, because my back felt like it was against the wall and I had no one to call. And in that moment, I had to realize that, like, God already knows what's going to happen before it happens, which is why he desires to be with us and prepare us for the next, so we don't have to face the doom of it all. I'm just very grateful that I got my bearings in order, and I repented for not being obedient in that time. For me to now recognize that obedience is the source of me reaping what I sow positively. In that, I was able to truly see the light that I have within me. Because when you have nothing, if you have the wrong mindset, you begin to believe all these negative things. But I was just afforded the chance to see that I didn't have to chase the light because I'm anchored in it. From that posture, everything I began to pursue met me with ease. For you, I want to express it's time to be pure, positive energy. This is the moment where you realize the light you're seeking is within you. In 2026, we're going to hold one another's hand. We're going to become more unraveled in the process of being, because we also deserve to come up for air after working so hard. Get organized. Prioritize your vision alongside your health. Make space to try something new while focusing in on your brand, purpose, or just a passion project. Just so in your downtime, you're not reliant on your bed, but about finding out more about yourself and how to fuse that into what you're building. Try some side quests this year that relieves you from the norm in your life. It's going to be all about exploration while building the platform from the foundation you cemented this year. I would like to say that this year was a year of definitely planting your seeds, trying to see how much sunlight they need, how much water will get them through as the seasons change. But next year, you're going to be able to see your flowers bloom because you dedicated a part of yourself to the things you believed in, to the things you desired. And I want to let you know you're not alone in your journey, not only because you have God, but I can truly admit that I am a testament of his love, of standing in his belief of me and seeing it for myself, and the desire to want to be something more than I was yesterday. In this transition, God has given me an opportunity to get to know him better for the God that he declares that he is in the book that he has given us, not the God that I built him up to be in my head. And because of that, I have been able to learn so much about myself. I have been able to uproot the identity that I have lived in for the last 5 years and morph it into this new foundation that allows me to simply go for the things that God set in front of me long ago that I didn't even want to pick up. And I have new desires now. I have new strengths now. I even have a new mindset, and I'm just so grateful to God for that. And I don't want it to end here. So if you've been with me on this journey since, I think I started this in like August. It may have taken me the first 6 months of the year to actually realize what I wanted to do and how I wanted to pour into others in a way that really reflected my journey, I guess, back to myself, for me to see my strengths, to see my growth, and to recognize how good it actually has been. I hope this can be proof for you that it does get better, that everything works out in your favor, and everything truly happens for a reason. If I didn't know a life with loss, I would have never known what it felt like to gain so much. And even now, I'm learning what it feels like to be without the things I thought I needed, to recognize that I have all that I need. And that's a very good place to be. Because as I said in the last episode, I'm no longer performing. I'm no longer looking for applause. I'm just looking for the opportunity to wake up in the morning and seek His kingdom. Because I know in seeking His kingdom that all will be added to me, all will be afforded to me, and I will be blessed because He promised me that. Continue to create, continue to strive for gold, and continue to believe in yourself. This is truly just the beginning. You have only hit the surface. Know that I believe in you, but I want to promise you that God believes in you more. I want to wish you a happy new year. And I just want to say, I'm proud of you. You did it. You made it this far. You have another year under your belt. Your success story is still being written, but now you're finally meeting God halfway. You're doing the work. You're encouraging yourself. You're allowing yourself to be encouraged, to be surrounded by the right people. You're making the right choices now. And you're orchestrating the life that you desire. And I'm so proud of you for that. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this last episode of the year, where we were able to discuss the highs and reminisce on the lows, but recognize that obedience is the gift that calls in so much more than we could even ask for. I love you guys. Be blessed.